listen, we talked a lot about Raw already from all these questions, but I do want to get your overall thoughts on Monday's show. Maybe not breaking down scene by scene here, but just as someone who was there, I am a bit biased, but I thought the show was excellent, and quite honestly, I think it was the best Raw all year. There was a great crowd, big developments, title change, a lot of returns, Cena's final Raw. Don't love the fact that his final match was against the Judgment Day in an impromptu six-man, but at least he wrestled. I was okay with that. He got the team with Ray. I don't know if Rey Mysterio's forgiven him for beating him for the WWE title in an hour back in 2011, but it's fine. He got the team with Sheamus. Good match. The Nikki Bella thing, I mean, not to bring it back to her for a second, but that was probably the weakest part of the show when she attacked Stephanie, but still fine. It was a segment that was okay. We got the return of Dolph Ziggler, like we said before, losing to Solo Sikoa in the last time is now tournament, a first-round match. We also had Gunther advancing over Javon Evans. An awesome fucking match. I love that. Easily the best match in the entire show. Maxine beating Becky. We talked about that earlier to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Charlotte Flair, 3 days after saying, I'm not doing Women's War Games, is back in Women's War Games. Okay. They killed time. I like that, but it was only, she changed her mind more than I mean, what the fuck? It's 3 days later. Okay. Anyway, so that was that. AJ Lee also returning, helping Maxine win the Women's Intercontinental title like we talked about. And in the end, the Men's War Games face-off. We got the return of Brock Lesnar, who for the first time in over 2 decades will compete. Oh, there's RJ Lesnar right there. Will compete in a tag team match at Survivor Series. And then they throw up the graphic. Executive producers of the show, Paul Levesque, Lee Fitting, the show's over. Triple H has been doing this since the NXT days. I mean, I know this because he did this when Kevin Owens turned on Sami Zayn, and when the lower third graphic went up, someone that I know, that I might be talking to right now on the show, turned off the show. And he goes, yeah, Sami Zayn won the title. I'm like, yeah, but did you not see what happened afterward? He goes, yeah, no, the show ended. I'm like, it didn't. Like,
it did.
Kevin Owens turned heel. He goes, oh, I missed that. I'm like, why did you turn it? You never turn off the show until it fades to black. You never turn it off. So anyway, same thing happened on Monday where Brock's celebrating, the dance, reuniting with Paul Heyman, blah, blah, blah. And then you hear, ba, ba, bum, bum, and then everyone throws up their ones. Place goes nuts. I'm losing my shit. Roman comes out. They lied to us. They did say we would never get Roman and Brock again, but we kind of did on Monday, but that's okay. They interacted, which was cool, and we got our Men's War Games set in stone. It will be Cody Rhodes, for some reason, involved in this match, but it's a star-studded match, so who cares? Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns taking on the Visions. I guess Logan Paul's in the Vision now. They kind of made it seem like that on Monday, but whatever. Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre. Well, I don't know why he wouldn't have issues with Paul Heyman after Paul Heyman kind of cost him the Universal Championship a few years ago, but again, whatever, we look past that. Drew and Brock Lesnar. So that is your team of 5. No Austin Theory. Thank God. And listen, this is coming from someone who likes Austin Theory. We're 2 big Austin Theory marks. And the guy's a fucking loser. It would have made 0 sense. At least Brock, there's some history there among everyone else in the match. Love the segment. Love the show. I lost my voice for a good day after this. Will Raw go back to be... I mean, I think Raw is actually a pretty good show most weeks. SmackDown will probably suck on Friday. Is the product saved after Raw on Monday? No. But I like the show, and it got me more excited for Survivor Series than I was before. So, Mr. Marceau, any top takeaways from Raw on Monday night?
No, I think you kind of hit all the high points. I mean, the best part is with the main event, I actually fell asleep. So I was sleepyhead.
Oh, my God. What was the main event? Oh, the segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was, like the whole Men's War Games thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I fell asleep. I literally wake up and I sit up in bed and it's literally Roman coming out to attack Brock, and I was fucking going crazy.
That's amazing.
But no, like you said, I thought overall it was probably most overall good Raw of the year. Like you said, I mean, Becky losing to Maxine. I mean, great moment. AJ come back to cost of the belt. Doesn't really make sense because they beat them, and it's not like Becky beat her up after. That was so stupid, but whatever, Maxine's got the belt. Now we have Becky and AJ.
Yep.
Whatever. Like you said, Charlotte changed her mind in 3 days. Whatever. I know she's gone through a few divorces, so maybe
that's part of it. That's who she is.
Slept on it, and now she really wants to do it. But like you said, overall good show. Gunther and Javon was easily the match of the night. I went nuts for Solo, beating Dolph, probably the only person. But yeah, that overall was a good show.
No, very good show. I should mention this too, that the Women's War Games segment with Charlotte changing her mind ended with, it was 4-on-4 by the time that segment was over. They did not announce the 5th women for either team. But they made it pretty clear before the show was over when Rhea Ripley confronted AJ Lee backstage that it will be AJ Lee and Becky Lynch on those respective teams, filling out what I think was the original rumored match for Women's War Games by Dave Meltzer. So props to Dave Meltzer. I think he nailed the match exactly with every single woman that they said was going to be in there. The men's match he was a little off on, but the Rollins thing kind of threw everyone for a loop. But it's a pretty stacked Women's War Games match. And Men's War Games also looks great on paper. I'm looking forward to that. Brock being in War Games is, I mean, listen, I really don't have much interest in anything Brock's involved in at this point. The Cena match at WrestlePalooza sucked. That was just a waste of time. It depends what he's doing. Like, do I think WWE needs Brock? No. Do I really?
Oh.
Different answer for Mr. Marceau.
Yeah.
It depends what he's doing. Like, if he's in there with someone like a Gunther or a Breaker, that could be interesting. I mean, he's in here with a lot of the same names, but he's never been in War Games before. And we also haven't seen him in a tag team match in decades, like I said. So this is kind of cool. I will give them that. Roman's back for the 6th time this year, making his 7th return. Still well done. And they set up War Games very, very well. I also don't think AJ and Becky needs the title. And to answer your question as to why AJ was out there, Maxine did say, to their credit, a couple of weeks ago, Maxine was asking for help, and she said, I'm training with someone. So that someone must have been AJ Lee. Everyone thought, it could be Natalya because they're friends or Alpha Academy.
Yeah, but why would she come out during the
Why would she come out during the match? I don't know. Oh, well, Becky was cheating. She was cheating. She was taking the turnbuckle off. So AJ came in to stop it. So actually, it did make sense. I will give them that. And like I said, I think Maxine Dupree could turn around and lose that belt in a month or two. And I think it's okay. I think she could lose that belt to a Roxanne. There's any number of women on Raw that could take that championship in the next couple of months, whether it be a babyface or a heel. So I'm totally okay with that. But let me just ask you this, as far as the Last Now Is Time tournament, now that the first round is almost over, we'll get some updated predictions here. 2 weeks ago here on the show, we ran down a list of names. Now, let me pull up the list of names, actually, that we ran down. See if I could find it. Hold on. Okay. So these were the names that we wrote down for this tournament. Out of 16 people, well, Rusev, Sheamus, Priest, and Shinsuke, we were right on all of those because those were already announced. But we said Jeff Hardy would be in it. Obviously not. We got Dolph in it. So that was in place of Jeff. We got 2 TNA names. And they didn't call them by their TNA names either. I wrote down Matt Cardona. We did say he would be in it. We were right on that one. Miz, Mello, Solo, we were all right on. We either said Balor or Knight. They're both in it. We did say Dominic and Ray would be in it. They're not. But Balor or Knight we got. Gunther we got. Javon we got. We said Ethan Page, not in it, unfortunately. And Wade Barrett was not in it either. But we got most of them right. I said we would probably get most of them wrong. We actually did pretty well. I'll give ourselves credit for that. But based on what we saw on Monday, with who advanced in the tournament and whatnot, we have Solo advancing. We have Gunther advancing. They announced on Monday that the winners of those matches, Solo's going to face the winner of Finn Balor and Penta. So who do you think? That's a quarterfinal match. We have Solo versus Balor or Penta. So I guess let's start with the SmackDown matches. The first round wraps up on Friday. Who wins the remainder of the first round matches? We have Balor versus Penta, and we have Bronson Reed versus Carmelo Hayes. So give me your picks for those matches.
I mean, I think Reed has to win, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll go with. The problem is they're both fucking heels.
Well, Carmelo is a babyface basically now, I would say.
I'll go with Hayes and Penta.
I know. I was going to say Hayes because I think that, so the winner of that match faces Solo.
I'll go Hayes and. No, the winner faces Gunther.
Gunther faces either Penta or Finn, right?
Nope.
Really?
Wikipedia says Gunther versus Carmelo Hayes or Bronson Reed, it says.
Gunther
versus Hayes or Reed, it says.
For Gunther.
Yes.
Yeah. I must have misspoke because that's what I thought too. Okay. So Gunther, yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's what I thought. I don't know why I wrote down differently.
Hayes and Penta.
Hayes and Penta. I got Hayes and Penta. So that would mean we get Penta and who? Solo. And I think Penta would win that.
And then Gunther's gonna win the whole thing, so.
Yeah. So it would come down on that side of the bracket to Gunther and Penta, and Gunther would beat Penta, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So on the other side of the bracket, we have LA Knight, Jey Uso, Sheamus, Rusev. Who else? I mentioned LA Knight, not The Miz. Who else is in the tournament?
Jey
Uso.
Those are the people that are in it. So Rusev and Sheamus and Jey and LA Knight have to face each other.
Okay. So who do you think would win in those respective matches?
Well, depend. I don't know who's facing each other, but I'm assuming it'll probably come down to Sheamus. I'll say Sheamus and LA Knight.
Okay. Now, that's what I was thinking, too. I was thinking Sheamus would advance all the way to the finals because, we've seen him and Gunther before, but Gunther would have to beat him again for a fourth time. So I'm going to say LA Knight. I don't think any one of these guys is winning except for Gunther. We've said this before.
Gunther's winning regardless.
Gunther is winning regardless, but what do you think the finals is? Gunther and Sheamus or Gunther and Knight?
Gunther and Knight.
Okay.
He would. I feel like if Sheamus faced him, he'd just look like an idiot if he lost again. But that doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I mean Knight will lose again too. He always loses whenever it matters most. Let's give him the big win. Up until the finals, he will lose there as well. Now, we are not getting the finals. I will make this clear at Survivor Series because the pay-per-view is next Saturday. They're not doing the match on that show because we're not even through the first round. So if we do the first round matches on Friday, they'll start the quarterfinals next week. Next week is the last week before Survivor Series. We could get the semifinals at Survivor Series. They could maybe do the finals at Survivor Series too. You don't think they'll even do the semifinals at Survivor Series? Really? I think they could. I mean, they only have 3 matches announced for War Games so far. I think that would make sense.
4.
What's the 4th match?
They have the 2 War Games, Stephanie and Nikki and Dominic and Cena.
Never mind. I forgot about Dominic and Cena. I forgot about that match. So I guess that would bring the total match card up to 6, but they only had 4 matches last year. Yeah, I guess they would have to do the 2 semifinal matches on Raw and then the finals maybe the week before Saturday night's main event. That seems a little last minute, but yeah, I guess so. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I suppose.